And a good morning to you. You got the sort of Kelly green on?
So I'm feeling very footballish today and very Eagle-ish today.
And look what I did. I had my Eagles tumbler.
Well, it's because it's cold outside.
Yeah,
well, it is.
Maybe it is.
It is, and it sucks, by the way.
And I busted out a sweatshirt today because of the cold weather, and it's one of my
the
new
Rook, baby.
Yeah, one of my new sweatshirts. Shout out to my friends at the Rook.
That
over
is
at
a sweet-looking sweatshirt, and the Rook is always a great spot.
It's maybe the most comfortable sweatshirt I own, other than the Red October sweatshirt. But I can't wear that one out because.
You always think of John Brazier when you put that on?
No, because the 2024 Phillies broke my heart.
That was a dead October.
So we'll get into some Birds talk today, but we have more pressing matters to start. You know, even though the Eagles are 24/7, 365, right? It is Eagles Nation. It is NFL Nation over the course of the year.
In the city of champions.
Absolutely, man. It's a championship Tuesday. But the Phillies, who were off yesterday, resume play today, and they begin a 3-game series in Atlanta against their NL East rivals, the Atlanta Braves. And, of course, the rivals of John Kincade, who spent many a year down in the ATL. The Phillies are 7-2 on top of the NL East. The Atlanta Braves are not in second place or third place or fourth place. They are dead last in the National League East after starting just 1-8 to start the season. They got their first win over the weekend against the Marlins. They obviously had a tough start with the Padres and the Dodgers, but they still only won one against the Marlins, and now they're ready to host the Phillies. Johnny, look, I know I talked about it yesterday. When it comes to a matchup like this where you're feeling anticipation, there's not much because of the record for the Braves. But the Phillies could do something very early on, and that's why the floor is yours with your rallying cry. I do believe some of this is a personal bias due to your time in Atlanta. But the Phillies could accomplish something, not totally, but they could do something pretty important this week.
Well, I would say this. I took my glasses off for this one,
I
Haley.
I saw you do it,
Haley,
too.
so I could look straight in the camera on this one for you.
Hey, you are just like Days of Our Lives.
Well, no, GH more, but or Young in the Wetness. That's fine. I'm going to tell you this, is that you guys on Friday told me you can't read too much into an April series. Mm-hmm. And I completely agree with you, as I always am the believer of and have always preached, you wait till Memorial Day to check the standings. You don't really worry about the standings. But I also was told by a very wise man once, and it was the Braves manager, Bobby Cox.
All right.
Said in an interview, you can't win the division in April, but you can most certainly lose it. And I always thought about that and wondered about that because they had scuffled to start a season, and then, of course, the Braves then take off and win like 100 games. I look at this series as a chance. The machine is beeping. Grandma, you love her, and you hate seeing her there, and you know she's not waking up, and you're going to be the one that is brought in to pull the plug. You know what you do? This week, you can absolutely set that Braves team into a tailspin. You can find a way to make their entire season seem like a grind, an uphill battle, something that's going to be a total struggle bus the entire year. Or you can decide to get the paddles and give Grandma new life. For all you grandmas out there, we do love you. You gotta find a way to pull the plug.
I hate this analogy. I want Grandma to live.
Okay, we love Grandma.
I want Grandma to live. What is this analogy?
Okay, well, listen to this. What if Grandma wasn't nice to you? She never made your favorite cookies.
I love my grandma.
Well, then I got to find another analogy. But it's this. The Braves season is hardly on life support at 1-8 when you're that talented and you're that strong an organization and a great organization. But I can assure you of this. They are surrounded in a city that absolutely loves to do, woe is me, we never have anything go our way. This is terrible. Here's what you need to do. Kick them in the nuts. The next 3 nights, find a way to win 2 out of 3, leave that town with them 7 games back in last place, and then the negativity and the woe is me and the, we never have it good. You think it's bad here when people complain? Down there, Whiners. Give it to them. This is the weekend you give it to them. By the weekend, they're going to be looking and going, wow, we're terrible. We're 2-10. Or I know that they're talented enough with that pitching staff. They're talented enough. They could leave this series 4-8 and be like, we righted the ship. So it's up to you, Phillies. It's up to you to determine, do you keep the bad times going or do you let the good times roll? It's all up to them.
Grandma Killer John Kincade, everybody. How about we go with, let's use, the spiders. You see a spider in your house. You capture it in a cup.
I call Moyer indoor-outdoor.
You capture it in a cup.
You do that? You're nuts.
You cannot. No,
No, I don't have any problem with spiders.
You can
roaches.
You can either put the spider outside,
right,
and let it live, or you can smush it and throw it down the drain.
Now remember,
and we're going to smush the spider in this analogy.
Instead
of killing grandmas.
You want to quiet them all. You want to quiet them down tonight at the mall, the next 3 nights. Now, we know there's going to be lots of Phillies fans there to help sell the place out.
Absolutely.
But you want to quiet down the mall. Make it quiet. They'll be, they'll get there probably in the second inning. They'll roll in because traffic can be terrible. And you want to quiet it down. So get out, be aggressive, do what you got to do. But it's up to the Phillies. The Braves are too talented and too smart an organization. They don't want to see their season fall by the wayside. But the Phillies can do it.
Yeah, I mean,
impose their will.
Grandma's aside. I get what you're saying.
This is the week. Friday didn't mean anything to you. This one maybe should mean.
It won't mean anything to me for October in terms of the Phillies' chances of making a run to the World Series. But
Correct.
What you're saying is, I agree. If you get swept, heaven forbid, all of a sudden the Braves are like, all right, we're back. We're close. Strider's right around the corner. Acuna's right around the corner. Let's keep on piling up some wins. Let's just stay afloat. Let's stay around 500.
Right.
If you take 2 of 3, or even sweep the Atlanta Braves, but let's just say 2 of 3.
2 of 3.
The Braves fall to 2-10, and you climb the 9-3, and now they're looking way up. And they're now looking way up at the Nationals, right? The Nationals have 3 wins above the Braves. The Marlins have 4 wins above the Braves. The Mets have 6 wins above the Braves right now. So to your point, this is it's a sneaky important season because if I were to ask anybody, forget records, right? I give you the Phillies, Mets, Marlins, Nationals, Braves. Which team are you most worried about in terms of contending with the Phillies?
You would still say
the Atlanta Braves. Exactly.
It's an easy answer. Connor, yours hasn't changed at 1-8, right?
No.
The Braves are still the most dangerous team.
Right.
They're the most talented team. They're an organization with pedigree. They have a group that knows how to get it done. So take every bit of doubt you can shove down their throat. You got to do it this week.
It's the San Francisco 49ers analogy from last year, right? Where they didn't look like themselves, and they were hurt, and they were banged up. But every second they got a player back, you're going,
let's make sure they don't make the playoffs.
Right.
You don't want the Braves even making October.
No, absolutely
because you know
not.
They have guys that can crank it up at that point.
They're 1-2 in a series of Strider Sale.
Fantastic.
I don't want that.
And this Schwellenbach looks like a monster.
Right, but I don't want to be
Honestly.
down. I don't want to potentially be down 2-0, and I get it. The Phillies have handled Strider in the playoffs.
They have.
I don't want to have to keep on relying on that. All right, so you're right. Bury the Braves. I love it, John.
Connor, you wear your pants as tight as Strider. You understand this.
Sure. We can leave the grandmas out of it, but I get your point.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey,
man.
it was just an analogy.
Oh, man.
Look, I'm fired up. I'm fired up for 3 nights
the
of
point
baseball.
of murdering
and you're either
grandmas.
opening up the door or you're slamming it in their face. It's one of the two. And 2 wins, 2 wins could slam the door. 3 wins.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
that'd be
gosh. It'd be
beautiful.
crazy.
All right, coming up, next. Yesterday during the best show ever, one Ricky Bottalico talked about this Philly squad, and he thinks it feels different. We will play it. We will react. Some I believe we will agree with. Some I believe we won't. It is.
Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.